I actually think we might be in trouble because we don't have that many laborers at the moment. We have 5, and the only reason we have 5 is because I've taken 5 people out of the stone cutting job, which is not necessarily an essential career for Thatcham at the moment. Obviously, it would be nice to go ahead and max out the stone stockpile, but we don't really need to do that. That's the long and short of it. We really just don't need to do that right now. We're not building enough to warrant maxing that out. We're not building enough to warrant having 15 stone cutters, which is fine, but we just don't have enough people going through school and becoming laborers. So I think what I'm going to do today is try and solve that problem. And really the only way that we can do that is to build more houses, get more families, and go from there. And I'm sort of looking at this space and thinking that this might actually be a pretty good space to go to for another little neighborhood type thing, because we have a space in here that I think would be pretty decent for a market. So right about there is kind of perfect. That gives us some coverage for the houses down here, and it gives us room to build more houses as well. So I'm gonna do this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build a market right there. And of course, we're going to put the usual, paths around this thing. And what we're also going to do is just go and get some stone. Oh, do I want to do stone houses right off the bat? That's the question. I did just remove people from the from the stone cutter career. I guess we'll do it anyway. So we'll go for 3 stone houses right about there. And I think what I'm going to do is just extend this a little bit. And if we do it in multiples of 4, so that'll give me room for 3 more houses. If we go to 16, that'll give me room for 4. And if I do the same on this side and we go up to 16, we might not have room for 4, but we'll definitely have room for 3. Let's take a little bit of a look and see what we can do. So this guy, we want to do the same one here, the same one right here, and we don't have room. So we'll do 3 on either side, just sort of matching the entire way across. A little something like that should be totally fine. And then we're going to have some space in here where I think we can probably get away with doing a few more production related buildings. I think another woodcutter down here would be a decent idea, even if we don't necessarily need it. I think it's better to have one and not need it than need one and not have it, right? I think it's one of those kind of situations. So I'm going to do the woodcutter here without it connecting to a road, because I think we'll just push a little path through here and that'll be totally fine. So we'll have a path right there. On this side, since we have all of this nearby, we do have a tailor in this space already. I think we'll do another tailor just because we can, just to make sure that we're staying on top of things. And this will also work nicely towards getting us some trade going as well. So I'm totally okay with doing that. I think what we'll also do is get ourselves a little teeny tiny stockpile right here, and then do a little bit of a path that goes around the back of the tailor. I think we can probably get away with that. And maybe this guy can sort of cut down through here as well. Also, apparently, I was told that you can push paths through barns. I can't. That might be a colonial charter thing. I've seen a couple of comments talking about the fact that you can push a path through a barn. I might be thinking of something else, I'm going to be honest, but I'm pretty sure I saw a few people say, hey, you can put a path through a barn. I want to say it's a colonial charter thing. It might be. That's a mod, by the way. That's like one of the total conversion mod for this game that people absolutely adore. It is very good. I'm just not very good at it. Although, in saying that, we are doing really well with this series. So I guess answers in the comments below. Do we wrap this series up at some point? No time soon. Don't worry. I'm not saying that we're going to wrap it up today. But when we're done with this series, we might. Do we want to install some mods? Do we want to try out Colonial Charter? There's a lot of customization stuff in Colonial Charter. You can do a lot with aesthetics in there, so might not be a bad idea. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Should we check it out, or should we? I don't. This is such a YouTuber question, man. It's like, oh, this series that's like, a lot of you guys are like really enjoying right now. Should we like do another one, but bigger and better? I don't know. Such a YouTuber question, man. I feel gross. I'm probably going to do a Colonial Charter series, okay? Regardless, comment anyway because of engagement and whatnot, but we're probably going to do it, all right? Unless all of the comments are like, nah, bruh. Nah, all right? Anyway, I don't think we need a blacksmith down here. I think we're doing totally fine. Yeah, let's... Man, we're down to one laborer again. Oh, that's a pause button. We're down to one laborer, and that does have me. We're down to no laborers. Okay. I am actually quite concerned about this. Let me go ahead and say down to 5 stonecutters, down to 20 miners. Give me 10 laborers. And hopefully we can get some people out here to start bringing all the resources that we're going to need for all of this. And I think what I'm also going to do is say that I want to prioritize the market, and I want to prioritize these 5 houses so that we can hopefully get those done a little sooner than later. And what I'm also thinking I might do is go ahead and say that we want to maybe just clear out this entire space of resources. And I'm probably going to do a forester out there. I think that'd be a good space for a forester. So if we take a little look here, we can get ourselves this guy, and it is a pretty decent space. I'm thinking I might bring it forward a little bit as well and sort of surround some of my buildings. I know we have the space that I'm building cutting into this, but I can surround some of my buildings with trees, and I really want to start doing that. That's something that, like, a forester in here would be really cool, because it means that, you know, we'll get some trees around the farms as well. I just think it would look so good, but it's such a waste of a good forester right now. So we'll hold off. We're not going to go into, you know, a bunch of focus on aesthetics right now, but eventually, definitely eventually, we're going to hopefully get ourselves a forester. Now, what is this complaint about here? I'm actually, let me have a look here. The reserve of firewood is low. Oh, interesting. I mean, we did just go through winter. That is to be expected, but it is a lot lower than I was hoping it would be. So getting this woodcutter over here actually might be for the best. We're also only running at 5 times speed, so we'll take that back up to 10. And we're down to 4 laborers, which is terrifying. I don't like that. I don't like that. I really don't. We're up to 71 children, which is good. We do have 58 students, but I think if I remember right, we have capacity for 80 students. So if we can go ahead and start filling up the schools, which is hopefully what these additional houses will lead to, if we can fill up the schools, we'll be in a bit of a better spot. That's the goal, is to fill the schools, and then we'll have that trickle of uneducated workers and also the educated ones as well. That's the goal here. Oh, don't do this to me, Banished. Don't do this to me. How many nomads have we got? We have 31. I kind of need them. I do. I do kind of need them. I'm going to take in some nomads. We're up to 17 laborers, which is good. They're all going to go and live in this new little place that we're building over here. I think what we'll do is get ourselves a couple of builders as well, and we'll just let the nomads move into this new space. This might be a terrible idea. The firewood situation has me concerned. The food situation is fine. The firewood one, hopefully we'll deal with. But regardless, the nomads will at least be useful in terms of, you know, giving me some labor, which is what we need. I'm also wondering, can I get some houses across here? I absolutely cannot. That's a bit of a shame. It would have looked really cool if we did, but I guess that's not going to be a thing that we're doing today. Anyway, we have a lot of laborers now, so hopefully the resources for this space will get moved here a little bit quicker. They are bringing iron and stone from across the map right now, so it is going to take a while. But we also have 2 builders, so hopefully these houses will get put together a little bit sooner than later. And then we can have everybody go out and start tearing out all of this stuff as well. And actually, on that point, it might not be a bad idea to, let's see, I can get a little house here, and we can do a little stockpile back there. Let's go for this one. I think that'll look pretty good. And then we'll just do a little stockpile in between these houses for a little bit more storage like we have down here. You know, we got that stockpile as well. And I guess we could do some stockpiles sort of across the water if I really wanted to. I'm probably not going to put anything else here, so it's definitely not going to hurt to have a few stockpiles in this space. So let's just do that, and that'll be totally fine. That'll be a good amount of storage for whatever we bring out of this space. Hopefully it'll be good for logs as well. And we're up to 22 laborers now, which is lovely. We're up to 81 kids, 63 students. We're up to 1,700 firewood. That's actually kind of exciting as well. We've got the market coming together. And if I remember right, we have, what, 30 vendors right now? So we're doing, I think we're doing 6. I think that would imply we're doing 6 vendors per market, right? Yeah. So, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm probably gonna, just to make sure this thing stays relatively efficient, but yeah, that's a lot. That's a big chunk of my current it's a big chunk of my current laborers. Let's just bring this up to 36 and it'll rebalance as soon as this thing's actually built, which is a little bit of a ways away, but that's okay. We've got the houses coming together as well, so we have some families here and here. These guys, I'm assuming were nomads with a family already, but they have a new child. We got a couple of new families here as well. So this is good. This is progress. This is what we were looking for. And we're up to 78 children. We've got room for 15 more students, which is good as well. So if this all works out, we're totally fine. If this doesn't work out, everybody might freeze and or starve to death. I'm going to assume freeze to death though, because I don't think starving to death is going to be an option for a while. I also think I'm going to bring the clothes limit up to 500. And I'm going to do the same with tools as well. I don't think we need either of those to be quite that high, but we'll bring them up a little bit. I'm going to bring the logs storage up to 5,000 as well, because we do cap out on logs pretty frequently. And we actually have a lot of full stockpiles of logs around the place, which is very exciting. I'm actually really quite okay with that. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see if that works out. We are down to 600 firewood, so we do absolutely need more. So this woodcutter here might actually need to be a priority now that I think about it. So let's prioritize you as well. See if we can't build that a bit sooner than later. You know, I just want to check because I don't want to be overly confident. How did we do for food last year? Production was 47,000. We used 49,000. We're also down to 3 laborers right now. So the 22 that we had at one point there really didn't last all that long at all, which is terrifying. That is genuinely terrifying to think about. I don't think I've ever been in this kind of situation. We are up to 73 students though. So hopefully we can start filling some schools and hopefully we can start leaning into, well, hopefully we can start leaning into child labor is basic. That's basically, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of, Thatcham is, you know, we have more food than we've ever had. We have more lumber. We have more people. We have more land. It's our reach has never been greater. The scale of Thatcham, the grandeur of Thatcham has never been greater, right? We've never, but underneath all of the pomp and underneath all of the status and the scale and the land is a society that may very well have to rely on child labor. That's what I'm getting at. We actually have no laborers again. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna go down to 1 builder. I just need this. I just need this to be built. If I can get this market built, I'll be happy. In fact, I'm gonna go down to 30 vendors, because I think that'll split it to 5 per market rather than 6, which is fine. That's totally fine. I think we can live with that. I can deal with that so long as I have laborers. I'm actually going to go up to 2 builders again as well, just to make sure everything's okay. This thing is at 90%, man. I just need it to be finished. And there we go. We now have a functional market out here. This is fantastic news. We have 6 laborers. We have 79 students. So 1 more student and the schools are full. There we go. The schools are now full, which is, it's good and bad. It means that essentially we are going to have uneducated, you know, workers and stuff like that, but it's going to give us a bit of a surplus of laborers, which is kind of what we need. We're also doing really well in terms of tools. We almost have, you know, we've almost reached the new cap of 500. Clothing's doing really well as well. We're at 61,000 food at the height of winter, which is also kind of wild to think about. So again, Thatcham doing pretty well. Leading into child labor again, but other than that, we're actually doing quite well for ourselves. So, you know, you take the good with the bad, basically. You take the good with the bad. People have never been wealthier. People have never had more food at their fingertips, but people are also going to have to send their 10-year-olds out to the mines, which is, again, you take the good with the bad. It's just Thatcham. Just Thatcham things. Hashtag. Oh, man. Sending your 10-year-olds to the mines. Hashtag just Thatcham things. In other news, we've just had a merchant leave, and that's reminded me that apparently you can come over here to the town hall and actually see what you've got in terms of seeds. So I can see we've got cherries, peaches, pears, beans, pecans, plums, corn, wheat, squash, and potatoes. That's actually good to know. That was another thing I saw in the comments, possibly on the last episode, possibly the one before that. I don't remember which one, but I remember very specifically a few people were like, hey, if you're ever wondering, you know, what you've got, just go to town hall and look at the trade stuff. And well, there you go. That is absolutely a thing. Not that we necessarily need to do anything in terms of getting more food production. I do want to do that. As I mentioned in that last episode, we have all of this space down here and I absolutely want to expand down there. And if anything, I'm probably going to try and, oh man, that's a lot of space. That's a lot of space. I think what I'm going to try is for like a giant sort of residential space in here with like a market, a couple of markets, probably like 4 markets, and then something like maybe a chapel in the middle and a bunch of farming stuff over here with a tunnel between them. That might be really cool. And then obviously, you know, we can do a bunch of fishing down this river, you know, tunnels through here, fishing around all of this, fishing over here as well, fishing up this way. So we just got a lot of laborers. Good Lord. Yeah, we can do all of that. That's obviously, that's probably not even a next episode kind of thing. That's like a distant future kind of deal, but it's what I want to do. I'm also noticing that we seem to be at the fuel limit. So let me bring the fuel limit up to 5,000 as well, since we can just keep making that and hopefully we'll not get low on fuel as winter comes through. We also have room for another woodcutter down here at long last. So we'll get that guy working, which is absolutely fantastic. The tailor is coming together as well. This is all being cleared out as well, which is fantastic. So let's prioritize this forester, since we really might as well go ahead and prioritize the forester there. And what we can also do is maybe just put maybe just a little pair of stockpiles right here in front of the forester. And that way, you know, you can go ahead and just sort of do his thing, right? You can just get a little bit of wood stored there, or stone, I guess, is what they're going to store there. That's fine. This is good to go as well. So let's get ourselves another tailor. So that's going to be 5 of them, even though we're at the clothing limit right now. So I don't know. Do we want to bring the clothes limit up to 1,000? I don't think we need it to be 1,000. So let's do 750 for now. And maybe we'll try and store, I don't know, 250 in over here. Again, we don't need to because we have this firewood in here, but I think, I don't know, maybe we just keep some hide coats in here. I'm assuming that's the majority of what we have. Actually, let's take a little bit of a look at our inventory here. So hide coats, we have 200 of those. Do we have any wool coats? We have 293 of those. That's actually not bad. And I realize we have a lot of sheep now. So, oh, we have a lot of sheep now. Why don't we set this tailor to be, I don't know if it's the first one doing the warm coats, but we'll have this guy start doing the warm coats, since that's going to be, you know, pulling from all these different ranches. We can also split you guys into here, which is fantastic. We've got a bunch of sheep down here. We don't have anywhere to split them to, so that's okay. And honestly, that's pretty good. That's going to be a lot of leather, man. That's going to be really, really good. This is also up and running. We have a lot of laborers now, so let's bring this up to 36 foresters. So this thing will work really nicely. We can also come down to just 2 builders, which is where I think I'm going to keep things. And hopefully the builders can go ahead and start laying out the roads, because I don't know if any of these paths have actually been built yet. And I'm also thinking that maybe we upgrade to stone. Maybe that's something we do around here, since this is kind of like a town square type thing, right? So we'll come down to here. We can go sort of straight down and around like this. I guess we'll come down to sort of this main road as well. I don't know if I want to go the entire way down to the main road. I don't know if I want the main road itself to be stone, but I do think the area around the market should definitely be stone. So we'll try and get that going at some point. It's going to be, you know, stone coming across the map again, which is going to take some time, but I'm sort of okay with that. I think this will look really good if we just get a little bit of stone in here. It should speed things up, which is what we want. And honestly, Yeah, I think that bit can be stone. I'm not too concerned about the rest of it. We don't have unlimited amounts of stone, so we'll take it easy. We'll see what happens. This place, for example, needs both stone and iron, which, again, has to come across the map, so I'm not really in any major rush to get that going. We have, at the very least, sort of dealt with the labor shortage that's been going on, but we are down to 72 students and 78 children, so I'm not too sure if it's fixed. That's my worry. I would like to get back up to 15 stonecutters. I would like to get back up to 25 miners. I probably could have done that without building another forester's lodge, because we really didn't need a forester's lodge, but you know, we do have nomads. Oh, how many? That looks like a lot. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 51. It's 58. That was so close. That's a lot. That is a lot. How did we do on food production last year? 48,000. Consumption was 50. Oh, what about over the last 2 years? 104,100 was consumed. 5 years, 255, 245. So we have a 10-year surplus, right? So the last 10 years, 521,480 consumed. We've done 59 years so far. We have produced 1.4 million units of food. We have consumed 1.3. Not bad. Do I want to bring in 58 nomads? I wouldn't really have anywhere for them to go, which is kind of the concern. But at the same time, it's tempting. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be tempting, but it would potentially solve some problems. Oh man. It'll probably cause more problems, and it'll cause a need for more food production, that's for sure. Oh man, this might be a really bad idea. It might not be a good idea at all. I wish you could look at a group of nomads and say, I'll make you a deal. I'll take half of you and the rest of you get lost. Leave, send the children away. Adults that can work, I'll take you. That includes the 10-year-olds. You're going to the quarry. Oh no. I don't know. I wish I could see how many of them were actually adults. We have 14 laborers right now. Oh, I might regret this. I might regret this if I accept. I really will. So no, what is our population right now? Our population right now is 485. So we would go up to 535, 543. Oh, I don't know. I'm really torn on this. You know what? We're going to live dangerously. We're doing it. We've got 45 laborers. Oh my God. All right. 15 miners, 25 miners, 15 stonecutters. That leaves us 30 laborers. Oh my God. That does solve the fisherman thing. Let's bring that up to like, I don't know, 66. Yeah, we'll do that. That solves the fisherman problem. So that's actually okay. The vendor thing, I'm going to leave it at 30 because that's probably fine as well. So that leaves us 17 laborers, but a lot of people that have nowhere to live right now. So let's do some more houses. And I think I'm going to do, oh man, if I do stone houses, it's going to take forever to build. Although we do now have a lot more stone cutters, so we can get a bit more stone. I'll tell you what. Let's do another one of these guys, and let's do another couple of them over here. So we'll do a few more stone houses in this space. We'll get a nice little row of them here with the tower, and that'll look kind of cool. So we'll do something like this, and we'll bring ourselves a little road. I'm really gonna regret this. We'll bring a little road out there. And if I wanted to, I could do some more houses in that space, which I'm kind of inclined to do, to be quite honest. We could do a few across here. It is going to cut into my my woodcutter, or my forester though, which I don't love. I'm not a huge fan of doing that. This would give us some stockpile space in the back though. So maybe that's a thing. Maybe we'll do a little row of houses here. Oh man. This is so much construction. This is such a bad idea. I'm I might be sowing the seeds of destruction here with Thatcham. This might be such a terrible idea, but it's fine. I'm committing to it. We've also had an outbreak of influenza, which that happens when you bring in a whole bunch of nomads. That happens almost every single time. So we should be fine. We might want to build a little hospital over here, but did I not build a hospital in this space? Is that a hospital? That's a hospital. Okay, so we have 3 hospitals. We should be fine. We should be fine. We might not be fine. Oh, this might be such a bad idea. Prioritize all of this. In fact, just everything in this space is what I want to be prioritized right now. I need my laborers bringing resources over here. I need my builders to start actually building things. I need these houses so that we don't have people living in boarding houses. It's going to be a lot of nomads that we have to house. And I'm going to say it right now that I'm not accepting the next batch of nomads because I'm getting reckless. That's the problem. I'm starting to get reckless. I'm starting to get overly confident. For example, we just had a bunch of people die. We only have 8 laborers now. We only have 6 laborers now. So I might have made a terrible, terrible mistake. There is a non-zero chance that this is about to blow up in my face. We now have an outbreak of diphtheria. Great. Yeah, this might have been a really bad idea. The good news is we have 127 kids. We have room for 1 more in school, 2 more in school now. So we are going to have an explosion of laborers at some point, assuming, you know, no one dies of like typhus or something like that, right? Assuming that we don't have everybody just drop dead from sickness. We will at some point have an explosion of laborers. We will then have a better workforce. And at that point, I'm going to feel pretty confident coming down into this, this space, wherever it was, all the way over here. Good Lord. I might actually need to have the map now. In fact, what does this place look like? Oh, it looks really cool. That actually looks really cool. I like that a lot. But yeah, we might need to have this on the screen somewhere at some point so I can see where everything is. The point being, we should be fine, right? We have 122 kids out of school right now. So that's 122 potential laborers. Obviously, it's not going to work that way. But essentially, we have 202 people that can become laborers at some point. That's actually good. That's okay. Now, I will say, I've just had a bit of an idea. I'm thinking we come over here and we get ourselves another market. Not that we necessarily need another market here, but the reason I want to build one is because I want a market right there. And I want to do another quarry on the other side of this market. So I think we can get away. Let's see. Is this going to be in line if I do it there? I think that's roughly in line. It's a little tricky to tell, to be quite honest with you. Is that in line? I think that's in line. So if I go to right about there, I want to say that should give me a quarry. I can then bring some paths sort of around this market. And the reason I want to do this is simply because, ooh, how does that path work? I don't know if this is actually going to work out all that nicely at all, but whatever. We'll do this. The reason I want to do this is because I want to put some houses out here for the people that are going to work in these quarries. And I want to have, you know, I'm future-proofing this space, essentially. I'm going to have some houses here for the quarry workers, but I'm also going to do some farms in this space because we have this space up here, which is good farming space. We have this cliff right here, which is good for another mine whenever we need one of those. We have this little bit of space down here, which is good farming space as well. So that's sort of going to be my goal, is to get more farming space out here, which is going to have, you know, obviously the market here in the middle will be good for that. We can also do, I think, some storage barns in here. Can I get them nice and central? I actually can, which is pretty cool. So we'll do a storage barn there, and we'll do a storage barn right there. So those will be for the farm workers. And then what I can also do is just sort of connect these guys around. So bring a little path like this. We'll bring a little path like this. And we'll bring some paths sort of out this way and just sort of connect this all together. This is sort of a future-proofing thing. This isn't necessarily something that I'm going to be building right away. But once this is built, it should be pretty good. We can also get some little stockpiles in here just for those extra little gaps that we have. And yeah, this is, like I said, it's a future-proofing thing. It's less of a gonna build this right here, right now. It's gonna give me more food. It's gonna give me more stone. It's gonna give me more iron, more coal, all of that good stuff, which is actually really surprisingly not run out yet. Which admittedly, there's only 5 people working in there, so that actually kind of makes sense. Now, here's an interesting detail, and also I'm losing my voice. I don't know if you can hear it, but my voice, if you start this video and come to this point, you can hear that I'm starting to lose my voice. I recorded a one military camp video before this one. So if you know that series and know that game, you'll know why I'm losing my voice. What's interesting is 59,000 production on food last year, 56,000 consumed, even with all of the new nomads and laborers and all that good stuff. And speaking of laborers, remember the explosion I talked about? We're up to 23 of them. So we're doing okay. This is also getting cleared out pretty quickly, which is fantastic news. Like I said, this is going to be sort of a combination of things. So what I think I'm going to do is maybe just some wooden houses out here for the time being. We'll just do a few of these guys sort of dotted along here. We'll go for just a whole bunch of them, really. We'll do this and we'll do this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, what, 5 on that side. We'll do another 5 on this side, which again it's going to lead to a bit of a population explosion. But the long-term idea is that I'm going to have a lot of farmers living out here, as well as the guys working in the quarries as well. I also don't think this is actually symmetrical, which is slightly frustrating, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. That will give us 10 more houses, which is great news. And then all of this space back here, honestly, let's just remove the resources. Let's just clear everything out of there. And that's going to give us, I mean, number 1, a bunch of resources, but number 2, a bunch of farming space, which is exactly what we're looking for. In fact, let's just do a couple more houses here. We'll go 1, we'll go 2, and we'll go 3 right there. And what I can do is bring some little roads up this way at some point, and that'll be pretty good for us. I think what we'll also do is we'll just get some crop fields. I don't think I'm going to go for anything too crazy. We'll do 10 by 15. We'll do another sort of 15 by 10, and we'll do another 15. Can I get another 15 by 10? I can do a 15 by 7, which is whatever. And then on this side, we want to do 12 by, can I do 12 by 10, 12 by 12? And then whatever we can do here. So 12 by 12, 13, 14. Can I do a 15? I can do a 15. All right. So that'll give us a little road that sort of shoots up here. And then this side was, I think it was what, 15 by 10. So right about there. And we'll do the same again. So 15 by, let's just do a 15 by 15. We'll not go, well, actually, yeah, we'll just do a 15 by 15. We'll go and completely max out the size of that field. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 farm fields in this space. And then a few down here at some point as well. Should be totally fine. This will be good. We're up to 30 laborers right now as well. So this will get cleared out pretty friggin' quickly, which is exactly what we want. We're up to 34 laborers. Remember what I said about that explosion? Remember when I said we're going to have a lot of laborers at some point? Yeah. This is good. This is going to lead towards, oh my God, these houses are getting built as well. This is going to lead towards, like I said, the ability to go and just build all of this space down here, which I'm really excited to do. If I can get 4 markets in there, a whole bunch of houses, a bunch of like tailors and taverns and stuff like that, a bunch of farms out here. We are a little bit low on stone, which is a problem, but we'll be fine. We're consuming a lot of it. We're using a lot of it for construction. A lot of it's going into the market right now. A lot of it's going to go into, actually none of it goes into the quarry. A lot of it's going to go into these houses. I'm actually really excited about this. This will be good though. I mean, we have 37 laborers. A lot of those are going to be farmers as well. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and prioritize clearing this out. And once that's done, we can probably wrap things up for today. We'll get the farmers in their fields. We'll get a little bit of construction going. I realize I'm also prioritizing those houses, which is not really what I wanted to do, but we've done it now. So No going back. Oh my God, we really did have an explosion. We're up to 70 laborers. I have no idea what to do with all those laborers, but that's a lot. Let's go up to 76 fishermen since we can max that out now. Obviously, a lot of these guys are going to be working in the farms. Some of them are going to be working in the markets. That's all totally fine. We'll bring a little path up here as well since we can get that going. We have some houses coming together as well, which is great news. I could do more stonecutters if I wanted to. I don't really think I'm too inclined to do that. My main thing, honestly, is I want to clear out this field of all the resources that are laying around. And I want to just go to town growing stuff out here. So let's say, oh, I don't know. I have no idea. What do we have a lot of? That's my question. What do we have a lot of in our inventory right now? Can I sort by, no, that's just storage. That's quantity. We have so much fish. Oh my God. Okay. So that worked out. We have a lot of corn. What do we have? What do we not have a lot of? So beef, we actually have a lot of that. Potatoes are pretty low. That's interesting. We don't have a lot of peaches, onions as well. I think we get those from gatherers though. So potatoes, let's do potatoes and let me pause so I can actually see what's going on here. Let's do potatoes since we don't have too many of those. And I could swap these out for orchards. I'm not really too inclined to do that. Let's just do potatoes and wheat. We don't need any more of really. Potatoes and corn, I think, is what we'll go for. So these are now all ready to go. Let's do a couple of nice big potato fields here in the middle. And let's do some corn over here, I suppose. And I guess we'll do beans. I don't know if beans are worth doing. Let's just do corn. We'll do corn again. So potatoes and corn, we'll stick with that. We now need 121 farmers, so we'll just do that. We'll go and get 121 farmers. Now I have still 43 laborers, which is kind of wild, but that's totally okay. A lot of these houses ready to go as well. Let's go up to 10 builders, so these can get built a little bit quicker, and that'll keep us pretty good as well. And this should be good. This will be a nice little bonus amount of food as we go into the new year. We've also reached the cap on tools. We've reached the cap on clothing. That's crazy to think about. That's kind of wild, given how many people we have right now, but I'm absolutely not complaining about it. A good bit of construction going on here as well. Let's go up to 35 vendors, and that should keep us at 5 vendors per market whenever this gets built. We've got the houses going in now, which has miners and vendors as well, which is great news. Again, we are going to have some farms down at this lower part eventually, but we are seeing the number of laborers come down a little bit. Still 91 kids and 78 students, so by no means are we in trouble. We just want to make sure that, again, I'm not getting super duper carried away. I'm going to just make sure to pace myself a little bit. Now let's see. Farmers, miners, builders, miners, farmers, farmers and foresters. Did I leave a gap? But oh my God, that's why it's asymmetrical. All right, buddy. I hate to tell you this, but your house is getting knocked down because we're not keeping that. We are getting rid of that is what we're doing. I also just want to point out this over here still hasn't been built, although this looks really cool. Having those trees sort of surrounding the houses. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go right back to what I said right at the start of the video, and I am going to build a forester's lodge here just because I think it'll look really good. That's genuinely the only reason. I just think it'll look cool to have trees around my buildings, and it's silly, it's pointless, it's really, there's no need to do it. I just think it's gonna look good. That's genuinely it. So yeah, it's a total waste of laborers. It really is, but we have 30 of them and I'm willing to do it. So we're gonna go for it. I also wonder, can I bring this road across here? Unfortunately, no. I can bring it down like that though, which I might do that. I think we'll bring this little road down here as well. Can I bring this sort of straight down there? I can bring it down and around, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Can I bring you across? Nope. Okay. Well, this little road here can just sort of loop around that, I guess, is what we'll do for now. I don't know if there's any reason to do that. There's probably not, but we'll do it anyway. We've got these guys being built as well, which is great news. Oh man, we're up to 110 kids, 77 students. How goes construction over in this other, where is it? There it is. Oh, it's all done now. All right, I'll tell you what, let's go up to 16 stonecutters. That'll be 8 in each of the quarries. I wasn't really planning on having this one run right now, but there's probably no harm in it. It might just help us hit the cap on stone. And I'm also noticing we're down to 34,000 food. That is actually the lowest it's been in a while, so we'll see how things go. They do have a barn right here, so they should be fine. They really don't have too far to go for that. Hopefully the harvest is good. I realize that I am putting a lot of faith in the idea that there's a lot of farmers in these houses, but there's equally a lot of vendors and stonecutters here as well, so I might want a few more houses. I'm not necessarily going to build a whole bunch more houses because this episode's already going on a little bit too long, but this is a good start. We're up to 42,000 food right now. I'm not really too concerned. We will be fine, I think. Let's have a little bit of a look at production last year. 58,000, consumed 61. So yeah, we are probably running at a deficit. We've also just run out of iron. Are you kidding me? Are you? I wasn't expecting that to happen right now, but okay. I'll tell you what then. Let's build a mine. Can I get it in this space? Are you kidding? Oh, I really can't. Are you kidding? I could get it almost perfectly in here if that farm wasn't there, which is a little bit frustrating. Same with here. If we didn't have that farm. Oh boy. Can I get it up here? I can do this, which I'm sort of okay with. Can I get it in line with the market? I don't think so. Okay. We'll do a mine here is what we'll do. So let's just bring it right down to about there, and we'll bring ourselves a little road sort of straight out to it. So right to there and right across the front of it like this. We'll bring this straight down into there, and we'll just put a quarry, or not a quarry, a nice big stockpile right in front of it. We'll do well, you know what? We'll do a 10 by 10 right in front of it. That should be totally fine. Leaves us a little bit of space here, which is okay. And then we can just deconstruct this one, which is frustrating. It's definitely frustrating to have to do this, but it's okay. We kind of knew this would happen. It does cut into what I had planned to be some additional farms, but such is the way of things. I do think we're going to need that extra housing though. I really didn't want to have to build these right away, but yeah, we're going to need those. Absolutely going to need those. So we'll get 2 right there. And honestly, the rest of it we will just do in the next episode, because like I said, this one is going on a little bit. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. This was productive. I'm going to say it was definitely productive. I don't know why we have unemployed miners over here. That has me a little bit worried. Really quite concerned about where you're going specifically, but that is their choice. They can live their life however they wish. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.